now. A new report out this week from the Environmental Audit Committee says that up to 10,000 people a year in the UK could die as a result of future heat waves if nothing is done. That's what MPs say, but of course the word could, as is often the case with this climate catastrophising, is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence. Joining me to discuss this is Jim Dale, author of Whether or Not, the personal and commercial impacts of weather and climate. Still in the studio, also Philip Ingram. Jim, right, let's come on.
I'm in the hot seat, yeah.
10,000 annual heat wave deaths if we don't act. What action are we supposed to take?
Oh, lots.
Well, eat more ice cream. Go to the seaside.
Yeah, look,
put on sunscreen. That's done.
The first one is to take note and take the warning seriously, because it may well be a parliamentary committee that's come out with this information, but behind that there will be scientists, and the scientists are telling them that this is... it won't be an exact number. It is a guesstimate, an estimate, but that's the direction of travel. And if I can just give you one figure from 2023, this is the ONS figure. So on the coldest day, 1,214 deaths. On the hottest day, 4,507 deaths.
But we don't get as many hot days. You know as well as I do, 9 times as many people die from the cold in this country than from the heat. It is the cold that is the killer. And even in Africa, 9 times more people die from cold than heat.
It's changing by the minute.
Is it changing by the minute?
That's what climate change does.
Moving fast these days.
The Lancet report, globally, 74% up in terms of the heat. So it's a direction of travel. But having said all of this, Julia, this is the point. We can argue the figures and the data forever and a day, and we haven't got forever and a day. But the point is, it's not... I don't want cold deaths and I don't want hot deaths.
But you're going to
I don't want either.
Because human beings are affected by the
to think about how we address...
Well, it's really simple.
When we see 40 degrees C.
I mean, mostly I get in a swimming pool. I think we should build more open-air swimming pools. I think we should have more aircon. These are really simple solutions. Most countries that have heat waves...
Julia,
they're not happening because people aren't convinced they're going to carry on happening.
No, because the government is not doing, as that committee said, what they should be doing. Once we get a general election and get them out, we might actually get some action.
Oh, Labour are going to do it, right? You think?
Well, there's two choices. It's either Tories or Labour, and at the moment
they still aren't going to have any more money
than
this government's got. Sorry, if we're going to have a lot more hot summers, I would say great. I've got my nice sun parasol for the terrace, but also I'll buy an aircon unit, a temporary aircon unit. I mean, it's not complicated.
People can't afford aircon units left, right and centre. And to be honest with you,
the issue is people can't afford heating in the winter.
It's the poorest people that suffer the most because they can't afford the swimming pool that you can afford.
They can't afford a swimming pool.
They can't afford these things. And so that's exactly the people who are going to be in trouble. The infirm...
The people who die in this country from extreme weather are people who can't afford to heat their homes because of energy costs, largely pushed up by the fact that we haven't invested in reliable fossil fuel or nuclear energy.
No, they're pushed up by oil and gas. By the way, and you know
pushed up by unreliable fuel.
The alternative energy has overtaken oil and gas in terms of the general play in the last year.
Except when it doesn't blow and it doesn't have sun. I mean, come on. When the sun doesn't shine and the wind doesn't blow, we need the backup of oil and gas.
As I've said to you before, it's an evolution, not a revolution. We're going in the right direction.
We're not. We're going in the wrong direction. We've got less affordable, less reliable fuel. That's not the right direction.
Passive greening. Get a few plants on this table. It'd be great.
How do countries in the Middle East, how do countries in Africa, how do they cope? How does Midwest America? You know how they cope? They simply build them. They adapt their buildings. They get air conditioning in the same ways that we had the revolution of putting central heating into most people's homes.
In this country, our housing stock means it's difficult to do, and the construction companies that are out there at this moment in time, they're not doing what they should be doing. So a
heat wave for 3 days or even a couple of weeks. Oh, we're going to have
40 degrees C.
We're going to have 40 degrees
potentially.
All summer.
We've already had it. No.
Brilliant.
But
it's better than rain all summer.
So if 4,507 people, and that's ONS figures, not my figures.
ONS figures, then.
Yeah. Well, we've got to pay attention to these things. If that's going to be the receipt in terms of a 40-degree day, then we have to say that's 4,500 people.
Same people predicting hotter summers are also predicting milder winters, where fewer people will die. So overall, we'll have fewer people die. Philip Ingram, I'm going to give you the final word. You've got 10 seconds.
Human beings adapt. We've got human beings living in very, very hot temperatures. We've got human beings living in very, very cold temperatures. We just need them to prepare themselves.
There you are,
Jim.
It's
good to educate.
Don't look
Calm yourself down.
You too.
Do you ever go on holiday to a hot country?
Have you ever seen that film?
Do you ever go on holiday to a hot country?
Of course.
How do you cope?
It's more difficult, I'll tell you
Oh,
that. It is.
I
You
love it. I
get
put
to a point-
sunscreen on and I drink cold drinks.
God, you've
Right,
got-
Jim,
look at the
Jim,
science.
thank you very
Okay.
much for joining us. Philip, good. Thank you very much indeed.